We back.
Welcome to the No More Black Tears podcast.
Yo, Vertiz, how you doing?
Yeah, man, I'm chilling, man. It's been a great week, man. It's been a great week.
Hey, hey, Juice Man, you
What
good?
do? Yeah, man, I can't complain, man. Life is good.
C's, what's going on?
What's good, people? What's good? We're back for another week, man. So, how y'all been this week, though, man? Y'all good?
All is well, man. All is well.
But yeah, so we gonna kick it off, man. We gonna talk about one of the biggest things of today, man. Just social media.
One thing I always say, it's an H of a drug. That's what we're talking about today. Social media being the new drug. So, C's, I'm gonna let you start off. Matter of fact, Vertiz, I'm gonna let you start off. Go ahead. Go ahead. Tell us your thoughts on this on this smoking thing we talking about social media.
Well, man, when Chris Rock had his last stand-up special, like 15, 20 minutes, he was just talking about social media, man. And the thing, one of the reasons why social media is considered a drug is because you got a lot of people that just want to be liked. So you post a picture, you go check every few minutes how many likes I got. You post a video, how many likes I got. Which is one of the reasons why, I was talking to my brother in MGH not so long ago, and it's crazy how when you look at the era of like women, like I just remember being in high school, like to see a woman in her underwear was hard. Like now, if I just want to see a woman half-ass naked twerking, man, I just go on Instagram. And like nearly 90% of the hoes I follow, they half-ass naked, twerking all day, posting half-ass naked pics and stuff like that. Like, yeah, man, like it's a lot of people just addicted to just want to be liked. Then the second problem with social media, in my opinion, me and C's talk about this. It kind of makes people be unproductive. It's almost like doing actual drugs because you'll be on TikTok, Snapchat, Instagram, Facebook, or whatever for hours. You at home, you work the 8 hour shift, you ain't got nothing else to do the rest of the day. You got off at 2 or 3. So basically from 3 to 7, you just on social media or whatever, just bullshitting. Where you could be out there learning a new skill, developing a business plan, maybe working out, going to the farmer's market like Rose sometimes talk about, and doing that extensive grocery shopping to get you some healthy stuff instead of waiting till like 7 o'clock for dinner and then going up the street to Popeyes, eating something that's, poisonous for you. Like that's probably to me one of the biggest issues is it kind of makes people lazy and very unproductive, and not really just active. And then lastly, man, when it comes to kids, man, like I saw this picture and someone said, I want to say they said millennials was the last great generation because remember on a Saturday where you could just go outside and just play with your friends and you didn't have your phone like that. We in a generation now, like kids don't understand how peaceful it was on a Saturday morning to not know, because I remember growing up, not all my friends had cell phones and we had landlines, and you were scared to call the landline sometimes because sometimes certain adults didn't want people calling their phone between certain hours. So like there was plenty of times where shoot, man, I might not have known if my homeboy MGH was home, and I just walked to his house and knocked on his door and hey, nigga, he was here, and we spent. See, you remember them days? We spent what half of them days during the summertime in the streets just walking around the neighborhood, just looking for some shit to do because we couldn't just be in the house just playing on our phones, or if we was in the house we all actually having conversations and make believe conversations about TV shows or stuff we want to do in the future. Man, now you go on vacation with your homeboys. How many times you went on vacation, C's, or you be chilling with your homeboys and like 8 people all on their phone? Niggas ain't said a word to each other in like 5 minutes. They just on their phone with this nigga on TikTok, this nigga on Snap. And then when y'all do speak to each other, it's to show you some shit that I saw on social media. Or I'm sitting right next to Rose, he sent me a TikTok video. I'm sitting next to Juice Man, I sent him an Instagram video. And that's our conversation through social media, basically. But those are my thoughts, though.
C's, what you thinking about it, man?
Yeah, man. So really, like honestly, man, it goes back to psychology because it's like the term social engineering. You could take it's been a thing since forever, whether it was news, church, churches or religious organizations, It's a scientific fact. It's psychology because it's like basically if I can form your opinion, like TV. So we take different mediums. Newspaper, that was a form of social media. You heard everything on the newspaper. Next, it was the radio. You heard everything on the radio. Radio shows, television broadcasts, the same thing. So all social media is the next evolution of a certain medium. And it's like basically if we can control what's out there, there's somebody studying this. All these companies, Facebook, Meta, Instagram, Snap, whatever, it's all social engineering. It's like, and then it gets to a certain point where it's so ingrained in society. It's like now people look at it, it's past its original intention. People look at it as a real thing. Like social media is a real thing. It's supposed to be education or entertainment, but it can be edutainment because it's like literally algorithms being ran on what you see. So if you go on there and all you see is fight videos or bitches twerking or half naked girls or this, or if you go in there looking for, oh, I want to see some history. So I mean, as far as being a drug, yeah, man, it's ingrained in us. It started with, remember back in the day when we had Black Planet? That was, if you don't know about Black Planet, you were not on the internet. I know where you were at in the 90s,
I wasn't on the internet, man.
You was on Black Planet?
I remember AIM, AOL. AIM, AOL Messenger was my shit.
So Black Panther was in the 90s?
That was started in the late 90s, man. Black Planet, Geo Forums, nigga, like that's the old school internet. Like forums, we used to have to go through and scroll on forums. So before Reddit's the thing now. Reddit is basically the new generation of all the old forums on the internet forums. You can find whatever you wanted. Somebody that was into basketball, niggas that was into anime, whatever you wanted, there was a forum out there. So I mean, it's just the next evolution, but it's like what happened with whatever the new, let's say in 5 years, I promise you TikTok's not gonna be around in 5 years.
I think it probably will.
If they do,
Stop that.
if they do, they'll be in the same status as Instagram. Instagram's not as popular as it was. So there's always going to be something to replace it. That's all I'm saying.
People thought Facebook probably wouldn't still be here, but people still on Facebook making money off Facebook still.
But not as much money though.
But it's a platform, and that's some people's lanes.
And then basically, the other point is, it's not real life. It's a extension of life. There's real shit that goes on the internet, but it's just the same thing like TV or any other medium. This shit will get you fucked up in the streets, and it's not real life, and it's just where people take it so serious, where it's like, it's people taking it as their self-esteem, putting on, making fake lives, and all this other stuff. So yeah, it's a drug. But I mean, anything can be a drug though. If you're addicted to it, anything can be.
Yeah, I think what you just said right there is like another big issue with social media is, man, a lot of people lose their self-confidence because I'm on social media and I'm looking at Juice Man and like, damn, you done took 5 trips this year? Man, I ain't taking one, or I'm looking at Juicy's and you got 3-4 cars and they all like nice cars and I got a hoopty. Or I'm looking at, Rose and he always like got bitches, posted with him. And it kind of makes you like, just from a male perspective, it kind of makes you start thinking like, well, damn, bro, what the fuck am I doing? But in reality, these pictures that Juice Man posted is from 10 years ago. And the cars you posted ain't your cars. These are just rental cars that whenever you go out of town, you just get a rental or you just in Augusta getting rental. And the hoes that, Rose posting is just like women he just meeting out and about randomly, but he don't have their number and stuff like that. So like a lot of times when we do look at some of this stuff, we take it for, like you said, see, like this is people's real lives, and we start comparing ourselves to stuff that we see online. And man, like I probably say 95% of the stuff we see online ain't real, man. Like only 5% of the shit that you see online is real, man. A lot of people are posting what they think is their best virtues or who they want to be or what kind of life they want to live, but they're not really posting that they living in Section 8 housing, that they going to the grocery store using food stamps, or that they over here, like when you see a girl post like $1,000 on her bed saying, I be out here grinding, she ain't post that video where she slept with that 65-year-old man, so you don't know what people really be doing out here.
Juice Man, what you think about the social media being the new drug?
Yeah, it's a new drug. I don't even consider it a new drug. It's a drug. You know what I'm saying? It's the likes. you know. But you got to hold it for value of what it is, you know. Like I use social media for certain things, like for instance, what is it? Facebook. Facebook is family oriented. That's supposed to be family oriented. So everything you're doing on Facebook supposed to be family oriented. Instagram is strippergram. So you're supposed to be you're only supposed to be showing your ass on Instagram.
It ain't gotta be that though.
Yeah, you're only supposed to be showing your ass. And then TikTok is for dancing. You're only supposed to be on there dancing to a certain song. What's the other one? Snapchat. That's just that's the creeper. You know what I'm saying? I'm creeping. This is what I'm doing now. But they so fucked up. It's like people don't understand it. Like internet. Do y'all know what internet was invented for? You know what internet it was truly used for? You know what internet is?
Please let me know.
Porn. Okay.
Wrong. But
What did I say? No. You okay? Once again.
Yes and no. Yes and
Once
no.
again.
Not what the white man told you.
Once again. That was the white man. Do you know the reason why we have
I'll save
internet?
that subject for another day.
It's porn. So you got to realize if you wasn't watching porn, you wasn't on the internet. You know what I'm saying? That's what it's made for. That's what it was used for. And then, but you got to realize, like you say, it evolved. So then, like Facebook, if you didn't go to college, you don't supposed to be on fucking Facebook. You see what I'm saying? Only college people was on Facebook. If you know what I'm saying? It's certain shit, but stuff starts evolving, and they start to want to get other stuff.
That is why I
see what I'm
said
saying?
it's an evolution, like
Yeah.
Because I mean, we could go through the line like Vine was TikTok way before TikTok.
So it is what it is, and it's like a lot of people they get caught up in that, and you know, like women, they gullible. I hate to say they gullible, so they really are the main ones who get addicted to it. You know what I'm saying? And the kids, because they don't know no better. You know, but if you up on game and you know, like Bert said, this shit fake. It's like on even YouTube. You see YouTube and you see somebody do a painting. They ain't gonna show you how they fucked up in the painting. They ain't gonna show you how many times they fucked up. They gonna just show you the best of the best. Like, oh yeah, it's too easy. Anybody can do it, but they ain't gonna show you where you can fuck up at and how much you can fuck up. You know what I'm saying?
I'd probably say like 45% of people, because I mean, you got channels that like you got people that'll show you just the glitz and glamour, and then you got other people that's like, nah, they really trying to put you on game or educate you.
Yeah.
Whatever.
So it's all about how you go about it. It's kind of like back in the day when we used to do referencing.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna? What are your references? Like, how are you actually looking up the information and what sources are
encyclopedia?
Because now
we'll call it encyclopedia.
Yeah, encyclopedia. Because even now, even news. Look at news. You got CNN, which is it has its pros and its cons, and then we just got Fox, and we all know now Fox is not even real news. If you watching Fox,
they got their own agenda.
It's not even real news no more. You see what I'm saying? So it is what it is. I'm my own man. I do my own thing. I don't let shit move me like that. So when it comes to social media, man, it is what it is. Like you said, I might glance at it maybe 15 minutes out the day, but it doesn't run my day. My phone doesn't run me.
Yeah, so my thing is with, like I always say, if it's film, it's fake. If they got a camera running, it ain't real. You know what I'm saying? But with social media, we talking about being the drug. It is because drugs control people. You know what I'm saying? So we need to come up with a term. You know what I'm saying? Alcoholic or crack addict. We go call it a social media addict, because that's what lots of the times it is. It's people are addicted to it. So that's basically makes it technically a drug, because lots of times the first thing people do when they wake up in the morning, before they brush their teeth, use the bathroom or anything else, they check their phone or check a feed or check a TikTok or Instagram feed, or to see what's going on Twitter or whatnot. So when you're taking over your life like that, it's got to be a drug. But there's also a positive thing about it too, because lots of times you can learn a lot of stuff from it, the social media too. Saying you need help doing something around the house, you always go to TikTok or YouTube, and you can find a video easily showing you step by step how to do this.
Facts.
So if we're using it in the right way, everything, like Vertese always says, everything is good in moderation, which is right. Alcohol is good for you in moderation. You know what I'm saying? If you like to smoke weed, it's good for you in moderation. It's all
What
about
about crack cocaine?
you know. See, cocaine is good for you in moderation. You could drink one Coke, you know what I'm saying? You can snort one line. I don't know. It might help you out for some reason. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I see on TV, you know what I'm saying, when people get so drunk and they get up, they snort that line, then they back on it.
They back right.
They back right. So in moderation. So remember I was just talking about you can learn stuff from social media of this drug. Corey Lee said, before we get there, what we got next? TNT, dynamite, boom. So Corey Lee says, girls can't cook no more. Verteezy, you the biggest person on the pod. I know you like to eat. So tell us about this, man. What you thinking about what she said about women can't cook no more?
Yeah, man. I mean, I think she's right, man, because when she said that a lot of these people don't know how to cook on the stove or oven no more, they just use the air fryer. Yeah, man. When I talk to a lot of these hoes, man, they don't know how to cook no meal like your grandma or mom did, like on a stove from scratch and just put some stuff in the oven. Like, I remember me and TTK was talking, and he was saying like, he was basically it was me and C's. We was talking, and he was saying how the air fryer, really ain't that different. And I was like, bro, man, you throwing some shit in the air fryer and walking away from that shit when it's already pre-timed and shit, that ain't cooking, man. That's a glorified microwave. Don't get it twisted. It has its purpose. It does. But a motherfucker that actually know what they doing with a stove and an oven and know how to make some shit from scratch, man, hey, man, let me tell you, that's undefeated. And 90% of these hoes nowadays, when you talk to them, they don't know how to cook. And I was telling C's, like, bro, I'm gonna be real. We in an era now when women ask why men really don't be chasing women like that. Man, when I look at my friend group, I don't know no nigga that can't cook. Like to be honest, I done had a lot of my homeboys cooking, and they cooking respect to their women is probably better than their women, to be honest. So like a lot of my homeboys, they cook better than a lot of women I know. So when we look just from that aspect, I was telling like
isn't that sassy though? Isn't that's sassy?
I mean, these
you can cook, nigga. You sassy. You can clean your own clothes. You can do the laundry, nigga. You sassy.
We go add that to the list. We go add that. Add that to the sassy list.
Add that to the sassy list, nigga.
Oh, that's point 212.
Add that to the sassy list. Okay.
But before I go though, man, yeah, man. The last time I told C's about it was, man, I got tears for it because when you look at it historically, like in the 60s, 70s, and 80s. When a lot of men was looking for a wife, a lot of women who was average looking was marrying successful men because they just knew how to cook. And I remember Juiceman said that earlier last year, I think, that, one of the reasons why he loved his wife so much is because she can cook. But so many of y'all women can't cook. It makes it like, you ain't hey, C said this to me. You ain't but just something that hold my pussy.
Oh, man.
I was on one that day.
Juice Man.
That's how I felt.
Tears, no tears, man. What you thinking about? She's saying girls can't cook no more.
I believe it.
So you got tears, no tears for that, man.
I'm hard at that. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? I'm just thankful that my daughter, she's on one. She's cooking, and I just like to comment about it because it's like that is a problem. Like everybody should know how to cook. There's no reason you shouldn't know how to cook. And then that kind of gets to me, like how you want to be with somebody. Well, I can understand how somebody want to be with somebody that can't cook because they want somebody. But that's what I was just talking to Bert about. It's like, okay, we're gonna starve if the man can cook but the woman can't cook and she calling the nigga sassy because he know how to cook, so the nigga ain't cooking because he ain't trying to be called sassy. We gonna starve it. You know what I'm saying? So it's man, it's just so much bias and craziness out here, man. I don't know what to tell y'all about that shit. It's just
C's or C's, tears or no tears.
I ain't got no tears, man. To me, it's more so. I took the statement more as bitches don't know how to cook. It's like this new generation, like these kids don't know how to cook. Because I mean, now it's like, what do? You order Uber Eats, DoorDash. What Instacart, whatever. You just buy it to you. So everybody, we went from the microwave generation, you pop it in the microwave, or you throw the ready-made meal in the oven, that we just got to the point to where you just throw it in the air fryer. This is why I said the air fryer, if you can cook in the air fryer, you can cook. You still got to season it. You still got to cook it right. It's like you're not just throwing, for the people that aren't just throwing stuff in the air fryer, like, ready-made frozen chicken, frozen meals. Like, I've seen people make actual full course meals in an air fryer. It's just an extension of medium. They're like, I don't want to deep fry it. I don't feel like grease popping up on me. I don't feel like turning on the stove because it's going to heat up my house. So it's like the basic skill of just cooking.
But now a new oven comes with the air fryer.
Yeah, so it's like, it's an extension. Yeah. You still got to know how to season, how to put stuff, how to chop vegetables. So it's like the same basic skill of just like cooking, period, is not taught. So it's like I was shown how to cook, but I ain't gonna lie. A lot of times I wasn't paying attention. It was like a lot of shit. It was like my mom was like, Mom used to make this. Pops used to make this. I'm living by myself now. Shit, I want this. Ain't no restaurants around here make it. Guess what I gotta do? Look up a recipe, chop it up myself. Hey, kisses to the chef. That's me to the chef. But I'm saying though, it's like, it's just that generation. Like now, it's like I feel like it's gonna make a comeback because you see how popular cooking is on any platform, whether it's TV. People just like to see good food made, so it's like it's gonna come back.
Yeah.
So it's like no tears, man. It's just the cycle.
And like what you just said, and like when we talked about this social media being the drug, people keep saying people don't know how to cook, but you could go on TikTok or YouTube. If you don't know how to cook something, all you gotta do is go on there, type it in, and they'll teach you step by step how to cook it.
I did, bro. That's how
step by step how to cook it. So it's like you don't have to know how to cook. All you gotta do is know how to look up that drug.
Man, these hoes don't want to know how to cook though.
Yeah, and like C says,
they just big eat hot Cheetos and pickles.
Hey, I don't know about y'all. Do y'all like the Alfredo bitches? The bitch that just only know one meal she know how to make is Alfredo. That's it. I love Alfredo, but baby, I don't want it all the time.
Hoes too, because they put too much Alfredo sauce in them noodles sometimes. All they know how to do is suck dick, eat hot Cheetos and then pickles.
Yeah, so
and eat some Welch's soda. Drink some Welch's soda.
I ain't got no tears, man, because and what she said, she want to know who invented it. The air fryer is invented, not invented it, but it's innovative. But yeah, the air fryer is nice because you can put something in. You can, like she said, you cooking some chicken. You might. We talking about chicken Alfredo. So here we cooking some chicken Alfredo. Mm-hmm. Okay, so we put we season the chicken. We clean the chicken.
How do you clean the chicken?
See, they don't know how to
blood clot. What you mean? Blood clot. Vinegar. What you mean?
You don't have to use vinegar or lemons or limes or anything. All you gotta do is wash off the chicken.
Okay, cool.
You just wash it off. No soap.
Put the feathers. No soap. Get the feathers off the motherfucker.
Yeah, just wash it off. Make sure it's straight. And then if you want to be nice, cut off some of the fat or whatever or whatnot. But you ain't gotta do all that. So you wash the chicken. You season it up. Then what you do? You put it in the air fryer. Boom. You got that going in the air fryer. Boom. So you got your noodles. You put your noodles. You can put your either noodles you could cook it in the sauce or you cook it in the water. You know how you want to do it. So, but you could kill two birds with one stone without using all the eyes on your stove. You know what I'm saying? But I digress. If you want to learn how to cook, just go cook YouTube University. You know what I'm saying? We got TikTok University now. But whatever, man. Just like the University of gun shooting and the University of gun laws that we always talk about. But what's next? We got shooting at Six Flags, man.
Six Flags.
Ain't nothing new.
Man, Six Flags is supposed to be one of the best places we got in Georgia, man. Remember growing up, if you went to Six Flags, you had a great time. It was no fights, it was no nothing. But now young folks going to Six Flags to fight. First easy.
Ain't like that.
Yeah, man. I mean, to what you kind of hinted at, man, some of this stuff starts on social media. Like me and C's, we be beefing on social media because we from different parts of maybe the A.
And you seen your op at the Six Flags?
And I see him at Six Flags.
It's go time.
And because I ain't get on TikTok and learn how to throw a punch and duck, nigga. Where that nigga says no fall, and teach a nigga how to squabble.
Teach your boy how to squabble.
Because I ain't learned how to squabble. I'm like, man, fuck it, I'm gonna just blast. So it is sad, man. You know, we've been talking about this, seem like the last year and a half, man. Like it's always some shooting going on. Like we got to figure out, man, what to do about this situation, man. Maybe we need people to talk to the youth and, you know, hesitate before they just pull the trigger, man. You know, get back to just throwing punches, man. Beat a nigga ass, man. What Pa say? What Pa say, man? Man, you win some, you lose some, but you live to fight another day, man.
Yeah, but I got tears of the situation, man, because like you just said, you got to teach them how to fight. This how this whole incident started, because the people were fighting. We don't want to have people fighting.
Well, teach people how to learn how to take an ass whooping.
No, teach people how to walk away, turn the other cheek. Like, man, okay, I see you. You ain't touched me. You ain't did nothing to me. You're talking trash. Man, I'm going to let you have that, man. You can have that. I just want to have a good time at Six Flags, man, or a good time at Disneyland or anywhere. I just want to have a good time. Now, and you just go walk away, man. But the whole thing, but the thing about this, these kids, they schemed this thing to all go to Six Flags to meet up and have a big old gang fight, supposedly gang fight. And it pretty much shut the whole doggone party down for everybody that was having fun. And then it ended up being a shootout. But, man, I got cheers for the situation, man. Just, man, cheers or no cheers, man?
Cheers.
C's C's.
Man, I got tears for the bystanders, for the people involved, no tears. But as the sentiment says, it's like if I live in Atlanta and I'm sitting with my kid, all right, it's, you know, about to be spring, you've been in school all week, da 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 da. We live close to Six Flags. You want to go to Six Flags with your friends. That's the type of shit I don't want my kid out there in the streets. You're not in the neighborhood because, you know, I'm not going to let you be in the neighborhood, whatever, running the streets all day. It's not 1990, it's not 1980. You're not running the streets all day. The streets are too crazy now. So I drop you off at Six Flags with your friends, or I let you get your car or borrow the car. I drop you off at Six Flags. Now I'm hearing there was a shootout. How am I supposed to feel as a parent? And then even just you on a date, you with your family, whatever, is what happened back in the day when you would meet up somewhere. You would be like, all right, we gonna be at the fair, blah blah blah. You look at the movie, you know, bring like what is South Central, not South Central, but Boys in the Hood, or all these different hood movies where like, yeah, I seen that nigga at the spot. Next time I see you, nigga, not here, but the next time I see you, nigga, it's on. So, you know, it's like
Women and children were not involved back in the day.
it's like take it outside the gate. Maybe fight in the parking lot. I know you're gonna fight. You're gonna fight regardless. Take it out in the parking lot. Then it's like you get to the stance of everybody just want to pop off guns now. Whether it's kids, adults, women, because we've seen women do it.
And you hit on the head. I didn't say this, but like for instance, I was headed up here to do this podcast. I run in the store. What I see a young head with a chopper. I see a couple old heads with their pistols out. What's up? I got my pistol on my hip. I'm like, and everybody's like, ain't shit going on, everything cool, but it looks crazy because I go in the fucking gas station and everybody fucking scrapped. Everybody got their pistols out and their choppers out. I'm like, what the fuck going on in this bitch?
Like I miss the days when it was like you ain't want people to know you had it. It's just like
exactly. I was like, yeah, I got mine. I'm good, but goddamn,
if I gotta show it, just know I'm ready.
Everybody, they just willy nilly with the shits.
That's part of the problem where it's going. But I mean, like, it's sad to see. Another thing is just mobbing. This trickles down from social media. Everybody's a follower, mobbing, whether gang, and all this other stuff.
Yeah, the social media popularized being gang members, but it's not cool to be, especially now. People was in gangs back in the day for certain reasons, but now people try to join a gang just to be cool. You know what I'm saying? See, I'm gonna toss number 3 to you. You know what I'm saying about this Missouri GOP candidate. You know what I'm saying? School us on this real quick.
Man, basically, this man was a guy who got a significant amount of votes for the Missouri governor candidacy. He got about like 1,200 votes, something like that. He said he wasn't part of the KKK, but he's an honorary member. Photograph showing the Nazi Hail Hitler sign, the Nazi salute at a Klan meeting, and basically, you know, saying these photos, and he's an honorary member. It's just like to me it was a bad comparison, but me and Vertizi were talking, and I was like, it's just like saying if you're a politician, like let's say Vertizi's a city councilor, and then there's a certain group, local group that's in some uh, bad activity or they're known for a bad thing, and I see him posted up with a photo shaking hands, and they're saying, "Oh, he's not a member; he's an honorary member," or just being associated.
Yeah.
It's a negative look, so it's not apples to apples, but you know.
And I think that was probably the issue was someone that was running against him said, "Man, y'all gonna vote for him? He's a KKK member." And instead of denouncing the KKK, he came out and said, "No, I'm not a member of the KKK, but I am an honorary member." As if that's not the same.
It's not like it's any less. It's like, well, shit, you might as well be. You're one step away from just saying, "Hey, these my peoples." So I mean, it's for that shit. It's like the reason why I have no tears is like people are showing you who they are. That's it. Nowadays, it's like you can be who you are, show it, and that it is what it is. So I mean, that's why I have no tears. For teasing.
Yeah, man, I got tears just for the simple fact of when we talk about the KKK, we need to fully understand that what we're talking about is a group that even though the federal government never listed as a terroristic group, yet though the Black Panther Party is considered a terroristic group. Like this is a group of people that made the lives of minorities hard, especially Black people. Like they strung people in trees, they burned crosses, they spewed hatred, they tried to mask it as white conservative patriotism. You know, like we're just good white Americans that love our country and love our white brothers and sisters. When in reality, they was teaching and spewing hate. So then you fast forward to when they went from the KKK to the white knights in some areas, for those who know the history, and then they changed to like white supremacy, and they've taken different masks over the years, and now you have someone who's basically running for governor, which is probably the most important position in a state. You know, more important than your state representative and congressmen and stuff like that, and senators, like the governor of your state, someone that can literally affect the way you live in that state. And this is a man who has ties to KKK, is an honorary member. If you're an honorary member, you're probably friends with those people most likely. And you probably have some of the same ideologies, the same thoughts as them. And you probably been to some of their meetings too. And with all that being said, like, why would I want this person to be the governor? That's like if I found out Brian Kemp was an honorary member of the KKK, I just can't see how Black people could vote for that man. Because this is somebody that, at the very least, I feel like is going to try to make the lives of every Black person in the state of Georgia harder. Whether it's through suppressing housing, whether it's through suppressing us through the workforce, whether it's through suppressing us through like bank loans, whether it's like trying to do mass incarceration and stuff, whether it's TTK was telling me about how they just recently passed a law in multiple states in the country where police officers can now stop and frisk you if they think you are illegal. If they think you are an illegal immigrant. Well, what does that mean? Like basically, if I'm someone that's my complexion, your complexion, or a little bit lighter, if I'm not completely like, let's say white, like you could easily think that I'm an illegal immigrant just because of my skin tone.
But I'll say this though, you could sit there and say just because somebody has an accent, they might start discriminating against, you know, quote unquote white people. Like let's say if somebody's from Russia, they're like, oh, this motherfucker ain't from here. Or Chinese, like you Asian.
Yeah, but and that's probably the frustration in it is like I said last when we talked about HBCU laws. You can't say, oh, this is a racist law because of the fact of it can be interpreted in so many different ways. But in reality, we know that you're not going to apply it to people that look white and say that they're, you know, European, they're British, they're Russian, they're German. We know that you're going to target the lighter skinned people and the darker skinned people and try to make it seem like, oh, well, they're from these Hispanic countries or whatever, and stuff like that. And that's the sad part is this is somebody that was running for the governorship of a state. And the fact that he has this kind of history, yeah, man, I got tears, man. This is the reason why. And last thing, why it's important for us to get out there and vote. Why it's important for us to study these candidates, to know their histories, to know how they voted on past bills and laws and stuff like that. Because you might not want to vote for a candidate if you realize they have a history of trying to do mass incarceration and you're against that.
So yeah, man. I mean, we really got to get back to the local candidates. Like your local city. Like, don't take this the wrong way. Who's president doesn't matter in the sense of what he does is not going to, in most executive orders, it's not going to affect you. It's really Congress, your local city council.
Like what you said, man. To be honest, it's so hard for the president to affect your life because there's so many other channels he got to go through. Yeah. He got to go through the Congress. He got to go through the Senate. He got to go through the Supreme Court. He got to go through all these different people and the House just to get basically stuff passed. So, yeah, man, as far as your local representatives and your governor, yeah, man, yeah, you definitely need to be paying attention to those elections because you don't know who you voted for, and you could be voting for someone that could be plotting your demise.
And it's like, my final thought is, when these people show you who they are,
believe them.
Believe them.
Yeah, I got tears, man, because when I seen the name Darren Leon, I thought it was a black man. So I'm like, dog, this black man say he part of the KKK? No, that I got serious tears for that.
But I mean, he had Klan in his name though. Klan, big Klan.
Yes, but other than that, man, I got tears. Anybody that still want to be part of that organization, man, that needs to be lost in the sauce, man. But I got tears, man. And what we got next? We got some more social media. Or some more streaming wars. We back to the streaming wars.
I mean,
Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul on Netflix.
Hey man, what I tell y'all? Now
we back to the streaming wars.
I told y'all when Peacock did that first football game.
It started way before that.
That basically all these streaming platforms are gonna try to get live sporting events. The fact that let me tell you, I'm gonna be honest. When I saw Mike Tyson versus Jake Paul, I was like, cool. When I saw that Netflix was going to have it, I said, oh, these niggas going to get a payday. Because I know Netflix paid these niggas some money. Whoever they had to pay, whether it was the WBO, the WBA, or was it them niggas themselves, whoever they paid good money. Because let me tell you, if you ain't got Netflix, you finna get it now.
No, we're not.
No, the hell not.
Hey, because you can't use other people's accounts unless they got it set up that way. Well, you and me just talked about it.
Like, you can't use people's accounts.
They're kicking people out of using people's accounts if they're not on their home Wi-Fi.
But my thing is, I wonder if they're going to do like some kind of Netflix pay-per-view, or just if you got Netflix, you get to watch. So if you got Netflix, you could just go throw a party, have people come over and watch it.
That means you have to know somebody who has it, and then I gotta throw a party. But like if you
and do they also still have 7 days trials for Netflix?
Yeah, they do.
Okay, so we go do that 7-day trial for Netflix.
And you already did it though. So now you got to use burner email.
We got to use the Finsta. You go use the Finsta.
But outside of that though, man, Jake Paul been trying to get this fight for a minute, and Mike Tyson been saying he didn't want to fight that boy. I don't know what kind of numbers they threw at Mike, but Mike to say, yeah, he gonna do it. My only request is, Mike, that Roy Jones shit, man. Hey, man, I know you got respect for Roy Jones. I know you was coming hard at him, but you wasn't coming as hard as you probably could have. Let's be real. Man, kill that white boy, bro. So when you step in on Jake Paul, Mike, I know you like 60-something years old. Mike, kill that white boy.
So you got tears, no tears. You missed that part.
Oh, my bad. I ain't got no tears. Well, revisit this after the fight. Because if Mike loses or it's a draw, I got tears. But right now, I ain't got no tears because that white boy signed his own death certificate.
So from what I've seen on this drug we call social media, and wanting the cocaine of social media right now, TikTok, that Jake Paul and his brother are both gonna be fighting Mike Tyson.
Both?
They could tag. He could tag his brother in if he wants to. Mike Tyson is not wearing headgear, but Jake Paul is going to be wearing headgear.
Oh, he needs it though.
And that there's drug tests for Mike Tyson, but no drug tests for Jake Paul. And Mike Tyson has to weigh in at a certain weight, and Jake Paul doesn't. I don't know if these rules were real or not, but that's what I saw on the cocaine line of TikTok. Caesar sees. So, before I forgot to say tears or no tears. So, man, I ain't got no tears, man. I probably will watch it if I go somewhere to watch it, but I really don't even want to see this.
I mean, it's no tears, man, because this is one of those fights. It's like I just want to see the results. I want to see the videos on TikTok and Instagram. The highlights. I'm not gonna watch the fight, so it's like all I gotta say real quick. Sidebar: the pirate ship sails forever. Fire stick. But back to the main topic though. It's just like, man, like these exhibition fights. When the last time we seen a good boxing match? Let's be honest. Like we seen decent fights, but we ain't seen a good boxing match. So now you have
probably Garcia and Tank. Probably the last good boxing match, because Crawford and Spence
was
Crawford. Well, it wasn't trash, but
I mean he lost bad.
Crawford beat that nigga ass.
That's what I'm saying. It's like
he beat him, but it wasn't trash. It was a good.
Nah, it wasn't trash.
It was a good fight because
that nigga
it was exciting.
Yeah, Spence said, "I ain't going down like no bitch now."
Yeah, it was an exciting fight, but it wasn't but the most exciting thing it was probably Garcia Davis, probably the last. But between that one and Crawford, that we was excited to see, like, oh, we have to see this. You know what I'm saying?
Now it's like maybe 1 or 2 fights a year. Yeah. So it's like it's like at the same time, it's like you have a new brand of celebrities. That's what I didn't get into with social influencers. So I mean, he came up off the TikTok, Vine, Twitter, YouTube thing. So it's like I just want to see him get knocked out. And if his brother gets in, I want an instant KO. Cause his bullshit his brother pulled in WWE, I'm still mad at that bullshit he pulled with Ricochet and all that other shit and all this other. So I mean, knock these motherfuckers out, man. Mike, you 60-something years old, you still will kill a motherfucker. So, man, no tears, man.
Hey man, I do want to say this because I didn't know all that stuff that you said, Rose. If all that stuff is true, shame on you, Logan Paul. Because you've been trying to masquerade the last couple of years as if you were a real boxer. Like, you've been saying that you really trying to do this industry. So if you try to do some WWE shit where you tag teaming in with your brother and all this other shit, man, hey, bro, you the hoe of the week, bro. You the hoe of the week.
The hoe of
the week. You know what I'm saying? So we got next. Oh, this is a big one. Tears and no tears. The migrant from Venezuela brags about living off taxpayers' money, you know what I'm saying? Off the welfare king, you know what I'm saying? Caesar sees. Tears and no tears for the welfare king.
For him, no tears. Where I got tears is for the people that actually live there. So it's like the homeless and the actual communities they're actually affected with, like specifically Chicago. I mean, it's bad when they put it on this TV show, Chicago PD, which if you don't watch, by the way, go watch it. They basically have migrants living in shelters and police stations and hospitals taking up space where normally the local homeless would stay. So it's like, besides that, they're giving them welfare and putting up in houses and hotels and all this other shit. So, I mean, you're going to have the Republicans and the left say, the right say, oh, these Democrats are giving them all our benefits and all this other stuff in Democratic cities. So I mean, it's a problem because he's one out of like millions. Like Venezuela's fucked up right now. So just because one person you see on the internet or you hear a few cases where these people are actually living the American dream, past the American dream. They're like welfare kings and queens. Think about all the people that act, the immigrants that have nothing. They're leaving their country for a reason. Like they're coming to this country and living on the street. They just made it to America. Now they're living on the street in a shelter with babies, kids. They're sick. They're not getting the care they need. So it's like, don't let this one story of immigrants deter you from immigration be a thing. If it's legal or you're actually seeking asylum, I feel like we should do a better job. The government should do a better job of actually setting up these places where they can go. Because I mean, it's still fucked up. You still got ICE camps, immigration camps, and all this other fucked up shit. But I mean, the shit they've been pulling with New York City looks shitty right now. You got overrun neighborhoods, Chicago, San Francisco. So it's fucked up. But I don't want the message to get out there that, oh, they're coming to this country and getting off scot-free. It's one cases out of millions. Hundreds of thousands of millions. So, I mean, it's no tears. When you see that bullshit, that's when it's like, I ain't got no tears from the immigration, man. Like, you trying to come into the country? Because it takes away from the people that actually are trying to actually come to America, like what's going on in Sudan, or somebody from Palestine, or all these, Ukraine, all these other countries. It's like people that are actually seeking from famine, war, trying to come to a country. They're like, America took me. I would go to Germany, or I would go to Brazil or somewhere else, but America took me, so I'm gonna go to America. I'm trying to think about the people that can't go home.
Yeah, man. I got serious for a situation because he might be 1 in a million, but I don't really think he is. I think from what I've been seeing, lots of these immigrants are getting cash cards now, and like in certain states like New York. He was in New York. I know they're getting food stamps. I know they're getting public housing. You know what I'm saying? I also know that they're getting loans that us black folks can't get, just like the Asian American when they came. The Asian Americans came. They couldn't get loans in the white neighborhood, but they got loans in the black neighborhood. Then they take all the black people money, we spending it with them, and then they take it out of the hood. You know what I'm saying? So it's been going on, but now social media, this new drug, it's causing, we can see it now. And he was blasting it on social media, like doing all kind of stuff. And then it also hit home to us. Well, I guess not really to us, but it hit home to us like in Georgia, because maybe 3 weeks ago, the girl from that was from up north, but she went to Georgia, but she got killed outside the Georgia University of Georgia campus.
Yeah, I saw that story.
Lakeland Riley, but she was a student at Augusta University, but she got killed up there. But turned out she got killed by a Venezuelan illegal immigrant. She got kidnapped, and he killed her. So now all of a sudden, I was wondering why her name was such an everywhere, because now the politicians are taking that bait and they're using it. You know what I'm saying? They're trying to use it. They're using her name. They can't let her. They're not letting her rest in peace. They're using her name to spew hate among people and spew close this. Now I don't have a problem with closing things and doing the right way, but I got tears because the way this dude was talking. Yeah, it's true, and he ain't the only one, and we see it all the time. And it's not just him; it's females, it's all kind of stuff. It's like everybody's against the black man. It's like, why can't when the black man gonna get a break? When is the black man gonna get a break? Oh, I know when we changing your breaks. I don't know. Vertiz, man, tears or no tears?
I got tears, man, because like you were saying, Rose, man, when we're giving benefits to some people, and we're not giving the benefits to people of our own country. We got people, black, white, brown, we just got people that are Americans. They was born in this country, regardless of race, ethnicity, or whatever. And they homeless right now. They don't have a place to stay. They staying in shelters. They don't know where their next meal gonna come from. And then we get some of these people from other countries who come here and, they're living good. But to your point, C's, Another reason why I got tears is I don't feel like it's everyone. I feel like it's a lot of migrants that basically are struggling to catch their footing in America, and that some of the migrants are trying to do the right things with this free housing and food stamps and the cash cards that they've been given. But unfortunately, you got bad people in every race, people that try to take advantage and don't want to do better. But this kind of proves the point I was saying last week is, man, when you're a minority, man, people view you as an extension of your entire race. So we're going to have a lot of Republicans. We're going to have a lot of people that are like about closed borders. We're going to have a lot of people that are against immigration and migrants. They're going to look at this one dude, and let's just say he's a small sample of what's going on out there. They're going to look at him and be like, oh, no, it's most of them. It could be. It might not be, though. I lean more to you, C's, that I think most of them are trying to come to this country do the right thing. Because when we know the history of immigration, like some of these people are coming from places like, if you know about South Africa, they was doing pure genocide out there. So when you had some of them South Africans come over here, they was escaping literally people killing them with machetes and machine guns and slaughtering them by the millions, to for a better life. It's unfortunate, man, but it's just one of those situations. We got to weed out the people that want to do better compared to those who don't want to do better, man. And the last tier I have is, man, y'all motherfucking stupid, bro. We've been talking about social media this whole episode. Stop putting some of this shit y'all do on social media. If you catch a lick,
just
don't put
run
it on
with
social media.
Hit a lick and run.
Exactly.
Run with it.
Stop saying I caught a lick and I put it on social media. Some of y'all niggas will rob a bank, have $1 million at home, and say the bank you robbed and the location. Y'all robbed that Wells Fargo on Peach Orchard across from Chick-fil-A. Nigga, stop it.
You are not the
Stop
Joker.
it.
You are not a bad villain. Stop doing that shit.
Yeah, so if you think they're doing that, what do you think these hoes are doing?
Worse.
So what's wrong with them?
What's wrong?
And what's wrong with these hoes?
Verteezy. So they say if you a broke, young, pretty girl in Atlanta, hold on. If you a young, pretty girl in Atlanta, they say there's no reason why you should be broke.
Yeah, man. When I saw that the girl was talking earlier, she was a cute little girl, and she basically said that it's no reason if you live in Atlanta, if you young and pretty, that you should be broke because you shouldn't be fucking with no nigga that can't pay your rent. I'm gonna say this. I talk to a lot of my female friends, and I ain't gonna completely co-sign what she's saying, but I will say this though: if I had a daughter, I would just be very clear. Like, you got two options. Like, either fuck with a nigga who got a bag, or fuck with a nigga that you genuinely like. That's a good nigga. That's a good nigga.
Man.
Okay, man. That's a good man. that you can bring to my house, and I can shake his hand and look him in the eye, and I'm okay with him. He can be broke. I just have to know that he's trying to do something. Like, I don't want ladies to feel like you gotta fuck a nigga that got a bag, or fuck a dude who got a bag. But if this dude is somebody that you comfortable enough, if your daddy's around, some of y'all daddy's not around, but if your daddy was around or your granddaddy's around, that you feel comfortable bringing this nigga to your daddy or granddaddy. And now, with that being said, if you're not gonna be fucking with that type of dude, if you're gonna be fucking with a fucked up type of nigga, at least fucking with a nigga who got some paper. And I'm talking about real paper, like a nigga that you could be like, hey, I'm down bad. I need 500. I need 600. And they can be like, here you go, shawty, man. You be slurping me up. You be giving me that wet on Friday night. Here you go. Like, at least fuck with a nigga that can help you out when you down bad. But a lot of these hoes will fuck with a nigga who can't help them out when they down bad. They hit up another nigga and say, yeah, can I get $45?
Hit the roster.
Can I get $45? And then spend the $45. Don't bust it down on just themselves. Bust it down with them and they nigga. So you gotta help feed this nigga. Bruh, I got a homegirl that be out here throwing that thing for money to help her nigga have a place to stay and help her and that nigga eat. The fact that you are here getting bust down by these other niggas for bread and you taking care of a grown man that is hitting the pussy for free, that is the problem.
Unless he's from Memphis.
Unless he's from Memphis. But outside of that, that is the problem.
Shout out to your boy, man. Shout out to your girl's boy. Man. Shout out to him. Man. He living the life. He's from Memphis.
Rose,
Yeah,
he making easy money.
Rose, no.
He's not from Memphis. But he still making easy money.
Broke pimping.
You know,
Like,
so he not pimping, but he making easy money though.
And
He just hit the lick. That's it.
Oh, he hit the lick.
And
Yeah.
she specifically said Atlanta. And before I pass it to UCs, I completely feel it because Atlanta, it's niggas with bread in Atlanta. Whether it's drug dealers, scammers, athletes, people who got real jobs. Like, it's people who got bread in Atlanta and will spend it with some of these hoes because there's a lot of bad bitches in Atlanta. Like, bruh, Atlanta got so many bad bitches. You walk out your door, it's a bad bitch to your left. It's a bad bitch to your right. Like, they everywhere, nigga.
And it's a half a B to your front.
And it's a half a bad bitch to your front.
Yeah, just be careful out there.
So it's yeah. Just make sure you checking, the area down there. Make sure they got the right equipment. Hey, you can't even be safe there because some of these motherfuckers get a lick and they get rid of their equipment. But anyway, though, like, bruh, if you in Atlanta though, like, bruh, if you was a fine bad bitch, you should not be broke. If you giving your pussy up. But if you not giving the pussy up, hey, go out here, go to school, grind, go get a job. But if you fucking niggas, I'm telling you, if I had a daughter and she just gonna be a hoe, I'd just be like, man, my grandma told me this when I was young. If you're gonna be a bank robber, be the best bank robber you could be. If you're gonna be a hoe, be the best hoe you could be. Make sure you get some money from these niggas. Don't never let a nigga get over on you if you just gonna be just giving your pussy away like that. See.
So do not misquote me in any way. I'm misusing the original quote. I think it was Angela Davis that said, "You gotta use what you got to get what you want."
You better
These
shake what your
hoes
mama
ain't
gave
doing
you.
that though, bruh.
You better use what your mama gave you. What she telling me? You better use what your mama gave you. Why she ask you for something?
And then what was that TikTok? He's like, "Suck a nigga dick for free, bitch. You're wrong. You shouldn't have sucked a nigga dick for free." But it goes back to like this. It's like, if you don't be delusional with the shit though. Don't just say, "Oh, I'm with this guy and he's paying my bills." Like, no, you know what it is. He's only with you because you got that thing or you doing that thing. So don't be out here delusional with the shit, is all I'm saying. So it's like, do I knock her? Yes. Because the promotion it's just like, are we just living in a generation of just pros? Everybody just selling it?
Yeah, we are.
So, I mean, it's like, I understand. Then it's just sort of like you can't blame anybody who's doesn't want to mess with a certain type of chick or a dude that doesn't want to spend money. Like, nah, it's like, fuck that. I ain't doing all that shit. Find somebody else. I know you got 5 other people in your on your phone. 5 other people hitting you up. Hit that nigga up. When you want to get some dick, hit me up. Besides that, or you want to chill, hit me up. Besides that, do what you're going to do. So it's like, for the women that are actually decent, don't fall into that fucking trap. Like, find somebody that actually likes you for you, not just for the cuckoo. Just, do, like, be what happened to just being a regular person?
You just say these hoes can't cook. All they got is cuckoo now.
But yeah, but check it. So, a pretty young girl in Atlanta shouldn't be broke. Okay, I hear that sentiment.
Just strip. Don't do nothing else. Just strip.
Yeah, but also a pretty young girl in Atlanta. That means, does she have to go out? That is, we're not saying that you're a pretty young girl, you can't be broke. Like, but pretty young girls in Atlanta or any city, they get most opportunities. We had a podcast about this a couple months ago, talking about pretty girl privilege.
Facts.
It's not about giving the goods up or anything else, but pretty girls just get away with a lot of stuff. They just get away with a lot of stuff. You know what I'm saying? So we're not saying if you're a pretty girl and you in the city that you should be doing this or doing that. No, we're not saying that. But you need to be using your gifts for what we can go by Spider-Man. Uncle said what, Vertizi?
With great power comes great responsibility.
In the words of Manny Fresh, that pussy got power.
Exactly. So what that it ain't about the P. It's P in the P. It's power in the P. But
man, some of these hoes so smart that they look bad, but they can give bread out of niggas and not even touch a nigga.
yeah, it's all about your talk game. It's all about you being smart. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to put yourself in these certain predicaments to get money from a dude. But you need to be smart about what you're doing because you don't want to put yourself in a certain predicament and get knocked over your head. Because you will get Donkey Kong about messing with some of these people bread.
Some of these niggas don't give a fuck.
So now my question is like, when is it manipulation?
It's all a manipulation.
It's a game. Nigga. It's all a game.
It's all a game, and it's all about this drug we call social media. We're going back to it all episodes. Social media, this drug, because you can post something on your Instagram or on your Snap and say, "Hey, such." That's that bait. You go reel somebody in. Somebody go reel in.
Man, when these hoes post like a pic, and they say, "Yeah, man, can somebody cash up me some lunch?" and they put their cash up in the pic.
Somebody seen it.
It's some nigga out there that has seen it because you see, oh, she had 200 views on this. Well, I guarantee you, at least 10 niggas out of them 200 that always sent her 5 to 15 to 20. We just talked about a nigga sending $30 last week.
Yeah.
Like niggas out here, they would send money in the hopes of being able to talk to a bitch.
So just imagine, so you got 200 views. Just imagine every dude sent you $1. That's $200. You ain't did nothing.
Oh, real.
You ain't did nothing. Everybody sent you $1. You ain't did nothing.
And that's why if you a pretty young bitch and you out there now, let me make this clear, you out there.
If you out there banging, yeah.
Because I'm not talking about the girls that you might be pretty, but you don't. Some girls don't really post on social media.
That's the
like
problem.
That. They be chilling. But if you out there, no, you should not be broke.
That's the problem. You got these girls that ain't out there, think they have to get out there in order to find somebody decent or make a bag. It's like
that's because of that drug social media. But that's not necessarily the truth, because if you smart and you doing your thing, that's the last thing you're thinking about.
Yeah, man, go out there, get a job, work your way up, go out there, go to school.
You focus
on the military.
You focus on your school.
I be seeing a lot of pretty bitches in the military.
And
they post themselves in their uniform.
And they
outside of the uniform, be like, yeah, she fine as hell.
They go
live. They got their own.
They going live. They talking about their job, talking about the military jobs, all kinds of stuff. And they just sit there. They sit in their car. I don't know where to be on lunch break or whatnot, because sometimes they be eating or whatever. I'm like, but I know they're getting plenty of views, so they making money.
Yeah, do that. But if you all gonna be out there, C's, my whole thing is if you all gonna be a pretty looking girl and you gonna be out there,
if you gonna be a hoe,
get that money.
If you gonna be a hoe, be the best hoe you can be.
Girl, like get that money. Exactly. Get
That's
that
the motto.
money. Put like this, man. If you just give me and this is the last thing. If you done fuck 10 niggas this year and you broke, hoe your pussy broke. It's that simple. You don't know how to use your pussy.
It's not a P. It's her head.
You need to take your pussy off and give it. Bro, give me your pussy so I can put it in the box and I can put it on the corner and make me some money.
We're not gonna put it on the corner. We're gonna put it on the track.
We're gonna put it on the track so I can make me some money.
We're gonna run that.
Because let me tell you,
run that.
It's no reason why a good looking bitch who willing to give that pussy up is broke. Yeah. Niggas will pay you for that pussy.
Yeah, so people will do that, but we're not advertising you to do that. We're advertising you to use your brain,
get some money for your pussy.
Use your head.
Boosie was giving y'all $1,000. Put your pussy lips on live, goddammit.
Use your head. You got 2 heads. Two heads you can use. Use it. You can give head or you can use head.
You got 3 holes. Use them.
Hey, protect yourself. Just protect yourself, man. Do the right thing. Do the right thing.
Be smart.
Do like Spike Lee. Do like Spike Lee. Do the right thing. So Spike Lee was obviously one of the greatest, you know what I'm saying, movie writers, and he was in music videos, did music videos, all kind of stuff back in the 80s and the 90s. So I just have a hard time talking about this because the person that said it probably shouldn't have been the person that said it, because he's not in the affluence or the people that he was talking about when he said it, other than the money that he made, yes.
But that nigga had a run, though.
Like I said, the money that he made, yes.
And to be fair,
the money that he made, yes.
Been like, I think 8 diamond rap albums.
Yes.
That nigga got one of them.
Yeah, that's what I said. The money that he made, yes. But as far as him putting himself in this lineup that he put himself in,
now he not on their level.
He not on their level.
But if we talking about any given year,
yeah,
like that 1 year he had, he was on that level.
So Nelly says his era was the hardest era, you know what I'm saying, in hip hop, because every top dog had to go against. He said he had to go against DMX, Ludacris, Jay-Z. He had to go against. There's probably more too, but
Eminem,
Lil Wayne,
Ja Rule,
50 Cent. He had to go against all of those. Everybody was trying to reach the top spot, and I don't have a problem with it, what he said, but man, don't shoot the messenger. But we probably need to shoot the messenger.
The only nigga that he probably completely on the same level with is Ja Rule.
Yeah. So C's. Man, what you thinking about Nelly's comments?
Man, it's like you can.
Hey, see, you mind if I get it first real quick?
Go ahead, man.
Because I got a quick question. Because me and my brother together was talking. So if we just go by era, 80s, I feel like every era probably had 2 clear top dogs.
Yeah.
So the 80s, I feel safe saying it was Rakim and LL. I feel like and we're not doing rap groups. I'm just doing.
Okay, so I was about to say, you cannot say the 80s and not say Run DMC.
We're just doing individuals.
I was about to say.
So I feel like that's the 2 clear top dogs. Some people might argue K is one. Then the 90s, I feel like that was Biggie and Tupac. Then I feel like we get to 2000, I feel like that was pretty much just M, J. You might be able to throw Lil Wayne because he started getting hot later in the 2000s. You know, so like, however you want to rotate that 3, that was the 2. And in the 10s, you got 3 names, and you can rotate it how you want to rotate it. Drake, K-Dot, and Cole. Like, now with that information I gave you, those are the top dogs. Now let's go to like 3 to like 8. What do you think about what Nelly said, Steve?
I disagree with him specifically because it's like don't get it twisted, every era has a actual stance. Like, I'm not gonna tell you, oh, you're wrong. You didn't go through shit. You didn't have much competition. You didn't, because let's be honest, the 90s was crazy. We had Nas, we had Tupac, we had Jay-Z, we had Biggie. You had West Coast, East Coast, parts of down south. Like, let's not act like Scarface.
Mobb D, we had Outkast, Goody Mob.
You know what I'm saying?
8 Ball MJG. We had.
Let's not act like we were just
3 6 Mafia. It's
but
UGK.
To be fair, you naming like 4 rap groups though.
Okay, yeah, so if we just want to talk about artists, it's like,
but
we had Ice Cube.
I think those are artists.
We had Ice Cube.
When we talking about like Nelly talking about being the top dog, like you're not gonna compare Tupac to Outkast. You're gonna compare him to Jay-Z.
But I'm saying, even with that being said, it's like, all right, you got Ice Cube's solo career, you've got Dre's solo career, and all these other rappers. Like, think about how many people were out in the 90s. How many people were out in the 2000s? Like, I think of the 2000s. Remember all these just random rap songs that you was like, damn, that was a good song. OC, left, right, left.
Yeah, but like Verge just said, but different eras had different things. So like in the 90s, it was all about groups.
It was, but that's my whole point. Like,
yeah, so
when I think of the 90s, I'm gonna be real with you. When I think about the 90s, it's 2 rap because you did say Jay-Z.
I must say it ain't all about groups, but
like you did say Jay-Z, but I'm gonna be real. He had like one real.
But
album.
most artists are solo artists.
Like
let's admit that
he had one real album in the 90s. Like, he really a 2000s rapper, bro, because he had like 3 of his good albums there. But like when I think about the 90s, it's Tupac and Biggie. Like those are two niggas that was at the top, and then you had some niggas who came in for a year. Nas came in for 1 year with Illmatic, and he claimed the top spot.
But this is the thing.
Snoop Dogg came in for a year.
Okay, so
he claimed the top spot.
So if you want to throw out the 90s, think about how many rap groups there were in the 80s. You had rap crews.
That's my point. That's why when I said the 80s, you said Run DMC. I said I'm not gonna count them.
Not gonna count
They're a group. I said
that's what I said.
LL.
I said
it's Rakim, and then some people say KRS-One.
And he was part of a crew, BDP.
But I'm talking about when he went by himself.
Yeah. But I'm saying, my main point was this: every era has their gripes,
You know what I'm saying? Big
and they have
So overall, do you think he got it wrong?
They have a claim of saying, "Hey, it's harder now." Like, I'm not gonna be mad at an artist that says in 2000s it's hard right now, because look, you're a TikTok star for a minute and you're fucking gone. You're done. We don't never hear nothing.
Well,
shit
in the
Man,
2020s,
man,
we're not gonna go that high.
See, I'm gonna answer the question.
We're not gonna go
No.
that high.
Let me get back to my point. I feel like when you're coming up, it's harder. Because think about how many there's rap songs I'm hearing from the 80s now. I'm just like, who the fuck is this? This is one of the best hip hop songs of all time. If you ask me personally, I want to say the 80s. Anytime you're on the come up, it's a lot harder when you got Capitol Records, Universal, Def Jam. In the 90s, Def Jam was established.
But we're not gonna talk about.
So if you was a rapper, and I'm gonna phrase it this way so I can get a clear answer. If you was a rapper and you knew you was nice, let me make that clear.
Nice.
You know you nice. I give you all these eras. You tell me the only era that you ducking the smoke from is the 80s. Because if that's the truth, you a motherfucking lie. Because I agree with Nelly.
Nah.
If I'm a rapper and I know I'm nice.
In the 90s?
Bro,
I know I got that shit though. I got a machine behind me.
Because in the 90s, I look at it like this. Tupac and Biggie not finna drop an album every year. That's why I gave you Nas and Snoop Dogg. Let me drop an album a year. They not dropping an album. But in the 2000s, it's like, bruh, Jay-Z might drop some shit. I know that's gonna go. Em's gonna drop some shit. We know that's gonna go hit. Ludacris, when he was dropping hits after hits. Lil Wayne, and bruh, in the second part of the 2000s, he dropping shit. 50 Cent had that 2-year run. He dropping shit. Ja Rule, we know we say the shit we say about Ja Rule, but Ja Rule had like, bruh, it's just hard.
I don't disrespect Ja Rule.
And like, then we didn't even mention Kanye West. Kanye West had like 2 of his albums before 2010. So it's like, bro, when I'm looking at the 2000s, I agree with Nelly. Like, as an artist, I don't want no smoke with the 2000s. Because even if I know I'm nice, I'm competing with like 10 niggas.
But you know everybody eating back in the 80s.
For 1 year.
Back in the 80s.
And then DMX, but time out, DMX had back-to-back #1 albums. We don't give him enough credit for that.
We give him enough credit.
He dropped 2 albums back-to-back in the same fucking year. They both went #1.
But like Ned said, like you said, when we just talking about just single artists, when we talk about single artists, 2000, they had the 2000 from 2000 to 2009 to 2009. That decade.
It's hard.
They had so many. That was the thing.
Niggas. And we didn't say Jeezy. We didn't say Gucci Mane.
Because I was gonna go there. Because
to your point with the rap groups, hell, we can say Outkast if you want to say rap groups, because their best album, money wise, came in the 2000s.
Yeah, but we could. That's what I'm saying. With Nelly, I guess I don't know what if he was talking about spitting or he talking about making money.
No, he was talking about being the top dog. When
I hear being
what you saying.
Okay, so that's two different things.
Like dropping an album being the #1 album that year.
Yeah, so you could be the #1 album that year, but you still might not be the #1 rapper.
No, exactly.
But
exactly.
But
it's much harder.
But if we talk about
#1 album, when you drop an album the same year, Jay-Z and Eminem drop an album.
If we talking straight that, he 100% right, because like you said, the 2000s it went through all those people. We went through all those people. And we ain't even named Busta Rhymes, and he's been around for the longest.
Yeah, Busta Rhymes had some of his best shit in the 2000s too.
But he didn't.
Elliott was still putting work in the 2000s.
Yeah, but he didn't make all the money. But then we missed another person that that you don't even think about talking about rap. Master P. You know what I'm saying? He was in the 90s mostly, but he made a lot of money in 2002.
True.
But not for him, but just for him, just being the main thing. But and Baby too. But yeah, he 100% right, because if we count down all the things that happened in 2000 when 2000 hit, from Dre. Y'all remember Dre album came out in 2000.
Yeah.
That was one of the hottest things. That's when he introduced Eminem to everybody. Then Eminem, we had 50. If we go later in 2005, we had Wayne. And then we in 2006, 7, 8, 9, we had Jeezy, we had Gucci Mane. You know what I'm saying? Jay-Z's always been around.
We didn't name T.I.
We had Nelly, we had T.I., we had doggone. We had so many people.
And this gonna sound corny. In the early 2000s, like they was taking. I'm gonna say these two names because you said Master P. They was taking numbers from people. You had Bow Wow and Lil Romeo. And they was hot when they came out.
Yes, that was 106 and Park era, wasn't it?
Yeah, they was hot when they came out, bro. Like Bow Wow, one of his albums he dropped was was one of the highest albums that year.
Yeah, so it's like, yeah, he. If we talking about strictly money, he right.
But when I talked to TTK, he brought up the point that you was trying to say. He picked 90s because if we talking about being the best rapper, like
lyrical and all that kind of stuff,
he said the 90s was more lyrical because he said in 2000s, that's when you started getting niggas making dance songs.
Hits. You just wanted hits.
Yeah, niggas started making dance songs. And I said, you know, it's crazy, bro, you right. Because I wonder how Uncle Luke would have did it in the 2000s. Because he was hot in the 90s. But when he was making the dance music, like the 2000s was a time for, bruh, club songs.
He would have had
club songs.
20 hits. Like what you mean?
We're talking about Lil Jon in 2000s.
We didn't say his name.
We're talking about in the 2000s.
Lil Jon and the East Side Boys.
We from Georgia, so we got Soulja Boy. There we go. We from Georgia, so we got bringing Georgia boys out. Soulja Boy.
From Georgia?
Yeah, he from Atlanta. And we got Pastor Troy. Pastor Troy had everybody that had an album out in 2000 from the South. They wanted Pastor Troy on the album.
Yeah,
he might not have made all the money, but he was one of the hottest people out.
2000 went hard, man. The 2000s was a time period where it's literally, if you was to ask 20 people their favorite rapper, out of them 20 people, I say at least 15 probably could give you a different nigga. Because it was that many niggas that was hot. But in the 90s, like, bro, I ain't gonna lie, no disrespect. Like, if we take the rap groups out of it, because I feel like the 90s was a golden era for rap groups. But we take the rap groups out of it. Man, I feel like if you ask 20 people their favorite rappers, bro, man, I feel like 17 people will give you the same. Like, you'll get 3 of the same names. It'll be Snoop, Tupac, Biggie. Snoop, Tupac, Biggie.
You could be wrong about that, because it's only gonna get you 2 names. It's gonna say Tupac or Biggie. Which one you rolling with?
Exactly. Those gonna be the names.
You already said it. Like I said, you already said it.
And you might get people give you some different shit like, well, I like Eazy-E. Like, you might get some people throw some names out there just to be.
But that was in the 80s though, kind of, sort of.
Yeah,
that was 80s.
You know, you might get a nigga like C said, who
late
might say Cube.
88, 89.
A nigga might say Cube. But like, being real, man, yeah, it's them names.
Dr.
Right
Dre.
Yeah.
You'll get that, but
so my main point is this though. I'm not gonna knock anybody who says their era is the hardest, because I can look at the 2000s, I can look at the 90s.
We're not knocking anybody.
And it's like, it's an opinion though, because it's like, all right.
It's just that which era, like, do you feel like we talking about
the come up is always a struggle though.
Yeah, but we're talking about Nelly. We're talking about Nelly and his,
because you talking
his
about
era. He said Nelly said his era was the hardest
competition.
Do you believe that?
In the 80s, no. In the 80s, you just trying to get signed.
So
you just trying to get signed. So it's like grinding out. Even in the 90s, you competing against Method Man. You got a whole crew. Just in one crew, I'm trying to get off. Just in one crew, I'm trying to get off, man. Like, I got to go up against Method Man and Ice Cube and all these other people. So, I mean, like, for me, it's the come up is always going to be a struggle.
But see,
Okay.
you never did answer C's before we.
For me, personal, I'm gonna say the '80s.
And why is it the '80s?
The come up is a struggle.
He just said it, the struggle. It's the struggle.
So because rap was brand new in the '80s,
yeah,
you feel like it was
you're
hard
establishing your ears because you're establishing the sound. You're making the bare bones.
Can I ask a question though before we transition away?
And then before you say that, let me say this: in the 2000s, I'm not taking any credit from anybody who was the top dogs. When I'm saying you had machines behind you. You got A&Rs, record executives, and all this other. You got radio already established.
But my question is, so like in basketball, we say Pete has some of the best handles of all time, but we only say that shit because he was doing what he did then, and people didn't see that shit.
I don't see nobody doing that shit now.
I'm saying like Rakim is considered one of the best lyricists of all time, and I love Rakim. But that was only because, if we being real,
he'll eat your favorite rapper's lunch now. So what you mean?
But I'm saying, like, when you listen to his rhymes in the 80s, like, they all kind of simplistic compared to shit that you might hear in the 2000s.
If you listen to his rhymes back then, he kind of sound like D-Lo.
Yeah, granted.
But he's a storyteller.
Granted, he has made songs since then and he's evolved. But in the 80s, like, when you're saying that there was nothing there, because there was nothing there, that kind of made it easier for niggas who had talent to shine. Yeah,
but I'm a switch the track right now, and Mr. DJ Rose. So check it. I'm gonna go to you, Verteezy. We gonna close with this. You know what I'm saying? What's your top 5 of each era?
I like this question because Jordan was asked who's the GOAT. And he said, man, there is no GOAT, man. There's just a GOAT of eras. And I feel like when we talk about rap, that's kind of true too, man. Like each era has its own GOAT. So in the 80s, and I'm going to count rap groups. So in the 80s, I would have Rakim, KRS-One, LL Cool J, Run DMC, and I have Grandmaster Flash. That would be my 5 for the 80s. In the 90s, I'd have Biggie, Tupac. I'd have Nas, Cube, and Snoop. Then in the 2000s, I'd have MJ, Wayne. I'm going to go Kanye. And for that 5th spot, I'm going to go T.I. And then the 10s, Drake, Cole, Kendrick. And the last 2 spots, I'm going to go Big Sean. And for that 5th spot, I'm going to just put someone that's one of my personal favorites. I'm going to put in Joyner. So that would be like my 5 for every 10 years of rap. Like those are 5 niggas that I feel like stood out the most for me during that 10-year stretch. What about you, C's?
So for the 80s, man, give me BDP, Boogie Down Productions. That's just one of the most prolific groups. Give me Grandmaster Flash and the Furious 5. Give me DMC. I'm going to say Kane, man. Big Daddy Kane.
That's a good one, man. I kind of forgot about him.
And then lastly, I'm going to say probably LL. That's not taken away from any of those other.
LL was hard, man, because I could have went 90s with him too.
Yeah.
So, but I decided to just give him love in the 80s because some of his best music was in the 80s.
Yeah, easily. And then 90s, man, give me Nas, Illmatic, just the albums he dropped in. Give me.
Yeah, top 5 rapper of all time, man. I tell people that all the time.
Sometimes it's not even about just their influence. It's about the influence. Don't get me wrong. Like their projects they release, even the unreleased shit, like still coming out to this day, Tupac and Biggie, easily. They're just the most influential rappers forever. They're always going to be. So that's what I said, Nas. And then the last one, man, it's kind of hard, bro, because you got a lot of people, like, just the 90s was crazy.
But no, you said Tupac and Nas and Biggie,
Nas,
right?
Tupac, and Biggie.
So you got 2 names.
I got 2 more. I mean, you got to think, it was a lot of foundational years
and you can go rap groups, bro.
I'm going to say Wu-Tang. They still had hits in the 2000s, so Wu-Tang. I'm probably gonna say, that's a hard one, man, because it's like, bro, like the 90s had a lot. I'm gonna say Tribe, man. I like that. The reason why I say Tribe, not just because I love Tribe, they're just a representation of like the diversity of the 90s, whether it's
I feel like if you listen to Tribe's music with your eyes closed, it sounds like 90s rap.
and it's like, you know, that whole like the whole all the movements included, like whether it's West Coast, what is it, New Jack Swing, all inclusive. So I mean, it's a hard decision. You say my top 5 off the top of my head, so I mean I go with that. And then
I love how you got a hat on and 3 of your rappers from New York.
fuck up.
You got like people ain't wear hats, them Raider hats in LA.
They did it, but you know, New York was just iconic.
And
for
then
the hat.
then I'm gonna say was it 2000s? I'm gonna say shit. I'm surprised you ain't say it, man. I'm gonna say okay, fuck it. Give me DMX, give me J, give me M, give me. You might be surprised by this. Give me Luda. And then 5th. Shit, man, it's a lot of people, man. I'm probably gonna say the man who he said it was tough as air. I'm probably gonna say Nelly because his run was like that down, baby, low street, like that Country Grammar album. Like we don't realize how big that album was.
This whole conversation started with Nelly. I ain't gonna lie, Nelly wasn't even consideration because I just feel like his run wasn't long enough for me to say, yeah, man, you ran 2000.
But it was like,
but Ludacris, I did consider Ludacris, but I ended up going T.I. because I feel like T.I. had more commercial success.
That's why I said if you would have said,
I think he dropped Urban Legend, Kane.
If you would have said, like Tens,
I'm pretty sure. What's the album with the song? Whatever You Like, and you know that commercial album.
Yeah.
I think that dropped 2008. So I think he dropped like 4 of his best albums in the 2000s.
And I'll say this too though. It's a hard struggle between because that like 2008, 2009. That's when shit started getting murky. It's like it's almost 2010. You was hot then, and you stayed hot for the next 5, 7 years.
I'm surprised you ain't say Kanye West because he dropped what, like at least 2 or 3 of his albums.
Yeah, he had some shit. I really feel like he made himself in the. He was hot and he had some great shit, but I feel like that it was in the after 2010 is really when it was like Kanye's one of the best, 2 greats, like the accolades. Because I want to say when was Dark Twisted Fantasy was like
that was 2010. He had Graduation, late
you know what I'm saying,
and College Dropout,
and that's the cutoff
between 2004 2007. 808 Heartbreak was 2008.
That's why I'm gonna say that Twisted Dark Fantasies.
And for you, that's what made
that's
it.
That's that cutoff. That 2010. It's like just like if I was to say Wayne in the early 2000s, I got to look at the early 2000s. I can't look at 2009 or 2008, 2007. I got to look at 2000, 2001, 2002.
Man, he had shit in the early 2000s, Hot Boys and them.
And then shit, I say, man, Fabulous, that nigga nice. He was nice, and he still is to this day.
So in the 10s, who you got?
Shit, it's gonna be real similar to everybody else, man. Like Kendrick, K-Dot. J. Cole.
To be honest, the real question is who the last 2. Because I think when it comes to the 10s, we all got the same. First story.
It's like who's hot now? Drake, undeniable. I can't. Even if I don't like all the shit he comes out, it's like undeniable. So we got the top 3 dogs, and it's like now it's like I try to not to stick to like just now. I try to look at the last 10 years. So it's like.
Oh man,
you had a lot of people that fell off, man. Shit, man, Future.
That's a good one, man. That's a good one. Like as much as I'm not a Future fan, I can't get mad at that one because Future to me in the 10s,
he's still dropping shit.
He established himself as one of them guys,
and he's still dropping shit. And I'm like
if
how is he still?
If you went to the club in the 2010s, you could not. You had to hear Future music. So I'm cool with that one.
And then like 5th, man, like it's so many names I want to mention, but I'm only allowed in one slot. So it's like, who's still top? Like you have people that were not you just every era. You got people that are nice. It's like, damn, why isn't he bigger than he is? And you got people that are just like they stick out in that era. So like, I don't know, man. That 5th one, that's a shit.
Wale, Big Sean, Logic, Gambino. Chance.
Just because of his diversity, I'd probably say
Lupe.
Nah, because Lupe was in that early, that 2009, 2008. Gambino, man. He just got a diversity, and he's like, he can drop from the game, come back, and it's like it's nothing. We don't give him enough credit because he makes fantastic music. So I mean, I'll go with that. I'm good with that, man.
Okay, cool. I respect all those.
Okay, so in the 80s, I'm gonna go Public Enemy, Slick Rick, LL Cool J, KRS-One, and Too Short. So from the 80s, those are my 80 rappers. Those are my
I
five.
like Shorts more 90s for me though. I like his 90s.
But I'm just talking about when they came out.
Okay, fair enough.
When they came out. And then from when they came out until now, those are my 80 rappers. The 90s, I'm gonna go Ice Cube, Tupac, Biggie, Dr. Dre, and Outkast. The 2000s, this is when I'm probably gonna go off the top of my head. I'm gonna go DMX, Ja Rule, Jay-Z, this is the 90s. So, wow. So I got Jay, I got Ja Rule, I got DMX. My top five. I'm gonna go Buster.
Buster deserves the recognition.
And I'm gonna go Nas. I just off the top, I'm gonna go Nas. In the 2000s, boy, you know what I'm saying? 2000s. I'm gonna go with some groups here because I ain't gonna go no groups. I'm gonna let Outkast be the group. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not gonna go no groups here. I'm gonna try to speed it up. 2000s. So we got wow, Eminem. We got Lil Wayne. We got
That is one I forgot to mention, man. I should have mentioned Wayne.
Kanye West. We got Lil Wayne, Eminem, Kanye West.
You got your boy Thug Motivation 1, 2, and 3 out there.
I'm not gonna put him in there. Because I might list him in the 2010s maybe.
Okay, cool.
But I'm gonna go. I got Eminem. I'm gonna go 2000. I can't 50. Got him. I didn't necessarily.
That's a great one.
I don't necessarily think he, but I'm just gonna put him in there.
To be fair, 50 brought that gangster rap back in the 2000s.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say 50 because people was going crazy off 50. And then one more for the 2000s. Boy, Twista.
That's a good one. Twista had some hits, bro. He had some hits.
He was kind of 90s too, but 90s. But I'm gonna go Twista.
Yeah, I think he got more popular in the 2000s. So yeah. I think that's cool.
And then for the 2010s, I'm gonna go Jeezy. Give me Gucci. Give me K Dot. Give me Drake. And give me Future. And then that's it, right?
Yeah, that's it, man.
Yeah, so any final thoughts, man?
Yeah, man. Rap is a very opinionated thing. Like Drake said, it's not like sports where you go out there and you compete and you get a trophy. It's very opinionated based. So, I agree with Nelly said, but to C's point, I know I was kind of pushing C's early in the episode. At the end of the day, I can't really begrudge anybody if they feel like the 80s was harder, the 90s was harder, and even if they feel like today is harder because there's different circumstances for each reason. So I completely, see everybody's points. See?
Yeah, man, it's one of those things, man. It's an opinion, because who knows? Like, I'm not gonna knock any old head who goes on the podcast or any documentary says, yeah, the '80s was crazy, or somebody said the '90s was crazy. So I mean, it's like one of them things. It's like you're always gonna have the same battle. It's like it's a struggle. Every era has its own struggle. Like the '90s, you had big money executives. Everybody was trying to get a deal. Same with the '80s. Everybody was just trying to get on. They was trying to get on the radio, make a hit, da da da. And then 2000s, it's like we had so many commercial people that actually had deals, because it's probably one or two hit songs you can think of right now. You just like, shit, that was a good song. What happened to them niggas? Or what happened to that dude? Or what happened to that chick? So I mean, it's one of them things, man. It's gonna be it's debatable, man.
Yeah, that's what's up. I ain't really got no final thoughts, but I got one question for each of you, and I want y'all to answer it in less than 3 seconds, man. Favorite artist of all time? Verteezy.
Michael Jackson.
No. Hip hop. We're talking hip hop.
Okay, my bad. You said artist, my bad.
Yeah, but we don't hip hop, so
we don't hip hop. I
yeah,
feel you. Biggie, man.
C's.
Go opposite pop.
Okay, I'm going with Pop too. So Verteezy.
And it wasn't Ed being Rakim. Peace.
And catch us back in traffic, man. Catch us at the next light. I'm back quiet.